We are back again. Here we are with Colonel V.D. Singh, our Director for Performing Arts, and our very own Dr. Mike Lockett, Mentor for Teacher Training, Seas Global Institute. And we are going to discuss about what exactly we are. Welcome, sir. Welcome,
Thank
Grandpa.
you.
How are you? Namaste. Yes, sir. So now
And
I hand over the stage to both of you gentlemen, and I'm popping out. You guys can please tell us what we are and how we are going to go.
I am in the process of trying to learn um, what the school is about so I can facilitate from time to time in small places because I'm finding my own grandchildren are out of school because of the COVID virus and they need to have quality instruction. And I have not seen a lot of good quality instruction online to this point. So when I started seeing that the Global Seas program was beginning to offer some things that perhaps my own grandchildren could maybe benefit from someday, I thought I need to learn more about this. And then I was asked if I could perhaps do some mentoring with the storytellers. And that is my expert because I have expertise. I've been in education for 21 years as a teacher and 12 years as a school administrator, but over 45 years as a storyteller. So I'm here to learn. I'm here to try to help where I can. And now I need to listen to learn because I'd like to know more about what the program is about, to know where I can facilitate just a little from time to time.
You have been giving us a lot of time. Whenever I've asked, I need to discuss this with you, you've always been there for me. Thank you for always being there for us. And I'm sure under your mentoring, we will do amazing job. Our teachers are definitely going to do amazing.
Yeah.
I'm so thankful you took out time for us to come and give a brief introduction about the task that you've taken up, because it's not easy to mentor teachers staying far away whom you do not even know. And I'm really glad and blessed to have you as the most senior member in our team
Is
and
that
the
a nice
youngest
way of,
one too. The youngest one too.
is that a nice way of saying I'm an old man?
No, 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 not exactly.
Not at all. Not at all, Mike. That is just a number in mind. Age is just a number in mind. Yeah.
Um, I'm hoping
Yeah.
that some of the things that teachers are able to do effectively in the classroom can be transferred to online instruction. I have yet to see it successfully done, but I'm hoping that some of the best practices in effective teaching can take place online and that the program can find ways to be able to give effective hands-on practice to the students, as well as lecture and demonstration, and of course the use of storytelling and so many teaching styles that I'm hoping the teachers can use effective instruction. And I, based upon what I volunteered to do is to try to speak to the teachers about what are some of the means of effective instruction so you can reach students who have different learning styles and different abilities. And I need to be able to find ways to transfer in-class instruction to online and find ways that the teachers can utilize effective teaching strategies. And this is new to me as well as it is to you. So my goal is to talk to the teachers about what is effective instruction and how can they go ahead and teach the students, and hope then that they can use the strategies effectively online.
Yeah, that's very good. That's very good. An experiment of its own kind.
Well, it needs to be done. Our local schools where I am right now,
Yeah.
they stopped in person instruction and
Okay.
went to all online. And I found my own granddaughter was more interested in holding her little puppy dog and letting the puppy go ahead and show it off to her classmates online, as opposed to paying attention to the instruction. As my son put it, my granddaughter was getting less intelligent instead of more intelligent by going to school. And so her mother, who is a teacher, is working with her at home right now. And
Yeah.
once again, she's learning very fast because her mother
Yeah.
is an effective teacher. But
Excellent.
I'd like to know that the students
Yeah.
who are watching online are learning instead of just losing out on good education.
Very true. Very true. And Mike, with your vast experience and rich experience, what do you think as far as duration of a particular module which is being taught to the students? Because attention span of students is also very, very important, uh, of course, as per the topic. But I'm sure with your vast experience, there must be some kind of optimum time in which a module can be administered at a time. Can you hear me,
Um,
Mike?
you kept fading in and out. That's why I'm holding my hand up here, because that just I
Yeah,
couldn't quite hear.
connection. Yeah, a connection. Net connection is very bad in Ambala. I'm just from Rina. Are you getting me? Rina, are
Your
you?
voice is there, but it's cracking a bit. It's cracking a bit.
Oh, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's because of the network. What I'm
Yeah.
asking
Actually,
Mike is
what
about
you were
optimum,
asking was
yeah,
what
optimum
should
time.
be the what should be the optimum time duration
Yes,
for
yes, yes,
effective learning online class?
yes. That's what I want.
Again,
We
again,
have we have the expert
I
over
have
here.
had very little. So this is more of an experiment for me, because I've received
Hi,
awards in the class
evening.
for class instruction, but the
Okay.
online is relatively new to me still, and I don't want to promise
Yes.
what I cannot deliver.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good
For all of
evening.
us, it's a new venture.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much,
Steve.
Grandpa. Thank you so much for taking out your precious time. Namaste.
Thank you, Mike.
Namaste.
Yeah, Steve. Okay.
Hi, Steve.
Okay.
How are you?
Hello, how are you?
Thank you for coming over. And please, I am so sorry for giving you such a short notice, because we are introducing our core team. And luckily, you were available. So I am really lucky in that. Thank you so much. So,
You're absolutely welcome.
Colonel Veeray Singh is our Director for Performing Arts, and Steve is Director for Astronomy, sorry, not astrology, astronomy.
Astronomy.
A
Oh,
little bit different.
okay. Yeah, yeah. Wow,
It's
that's a
logical.
wonderful subject. Wonderful subject to study. The whole
I,
multiverse and universe.
you know what? Astronomy is exciting not just from a STEM point of view, but from an arts point of view. There are so many
Okay.
wonderful opportunities to explore the arts using astronomy, whether it be artistic expression in paint. There are some festivals that happen every year where they show music that is inspired by astronomy. I've got a colleague of mine who is a blind astrophysicist, and she doesn't look at the stars or the universe with her eyes. She listens with her ears, and she can tell
Right.
you what the
Wow.
universe
That's so good.
sounds like, not what it looks like. And even from that point of view, there's a lot of interesting stuff that goes into the sound and the images that we get from the universe.
Wow.
So I think that from an artistic point of view, there's definitely plenty to source from astronomy.
Okay. Do you also align yourself with SETI, SETI, which basically carries out some extraterrestrial things, exploration?
So here's the thing. SETI has got a budget, and they are sending out signals to space and hoping to get a response. I think that we're
Yes.
probably
Yes.
going to find life on other planets before
Yep.
SETI will discover it. And that's purely because when we get to Mars and we actually start analyzing the samples in certain parts, we're going to prove that life existed there before. But we're talking about
Yep.
microscopic life. Whether or not there is a species out there that we can communicate with, the irony is that, maybe we are the ones that think we are advanced, trying to communicate with them. But to them, we are just, Neil deGrasse Tyson described it in a beautiful way. He said, how would you respond if you walked past a cockroach on the floor and the cockroach was trying to send you information? You would probably ignore it. You'd think to yourself, it's just a
Oh,
cockroach, and there's nothing I can learn from a cockroach because, cockroaches don't communicate with us.
yes.
And maybe we are the cockroaches of the universe, and
Yep.
there are species out there that are far more advanced. Here we are sending out all these beautiful signals, telling everyone, please, we want to communicate with you, and we are just cockroaches. They've got nothing to listen to. So I don't know if it's a waste of time, but I can tell you that, we all do lots of things. Sometimes people don't see value in it. Some people who are invested in it do see value in it. It does depend on each individual. But let me tell you, if they get a signal and there's evidence that there's an intelligence sending us back a signal, then all of a sudden everyone will say, we all said SETI was a great idea, brilliant. We were going to invest money in it too, because we always knew they were going to find it. But if they don't find anything, then everyone goes, what a waste of money. We could be spending it on so many other things. So it's one of those things that unless you actually prove that you are achieving your goal, the jury's out on whether it's here or there.
And Steve, just a question out of make interest. How do you correlate geophysics with astronomy?
So, if you
Geophysics
stop,
and astronomy.
if you
Because
stop to
astronomy, yeah.
if you stop to think about the sun, for example, and you start thinking that every time there is a solar flare coming from that sun, it's going to have a direct impact on many of the things that we do on Earth. Our moon
Yes. Yes.
moves around the Earth, and that creates tidal waves, and that creates a pull on the Earth's
Good evening,
core,
ladies and
and
gentlemen. We are back again
generate
today.
waves and that type of thing in the
Says
background. And effectively, if we fully understand our astronomy, we can see the direct link to the geophysics and how it impacts us on Earth. Hopefully that was a simplified explanation.
Wow, that's so interesting.
That's really interesting. That is why he is quite an interesting and a person who's full of knowledge about the stars, the moon, mathematics, physics. So I think my choice for having Steve as our director for astronomy was perfect, and I'm really glad, Steve, that you accepted the proposal. And I'm really very happy to have you on board.
Yes.
It does come with one caveat
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
as much as I know, I
He's
have
gonna.
two teenage daughters, and that
Yeah, yeah.
automatically excludes
Steve
me
will
from
be.
knowing everything.
Thank you so much, Steve. Thank you so much. What do you think about our upcoming school?
What do I think about it? I think that education is key. I think that the world around us is changing at an exponential rate. And if you are going to prepare students for the world to come, you need to make sure that you are changing your pedagogy, you are changing your methods of delivery, you are empowering your students with uh, methods and skills and tools to cope in the changing world. If you're going to take
Exactly.
if you're going to take students and teach them a content that was developed in the 19th century and the 20th century, and you're going to use 20th century skills and methodologies to teach them for a 21st century world, you're going to soon discover that when it comes to jobs of the future, many of these kids are going to be unqualified to even apply. So I think that, when you stop and look at the World Economic Forum and ask them, what are the top 20 skills that we will need for jobs of the future? What are the three things that come up? Problem solving, critical thinking, creativity. If you don't have
Exactly.
those
And
skills,
that is all what that is all
Yes.
what we are working on. That is all what we are working upon. And because we believe in what we promise, we need to deliver that. Without
absolutely. And
promise, without
we can't get
delivering,
it
we will
right.
never get results.
We
Exactly.
can't guarantee that we're going to get it right all of the time, because
Yes.
we can't predict how the world is going to change. Did anyone predict that we were going to be stuck for 6 to 9 months at home conducting classes online? No, we could never have predicted
No,
that. So
not at
anything could happen, but it takes a school that is able
Yeah.
to adapt and to change and to learn and to unlearn and to relearn. Those are the skills we want to impart onto students of the future.
Right, right. Thank you so much, Steve. You have your class. I'm sorry to disturb you in
Yeah.
No,
between.
Very well.
not a problem,
We'll
not a
catch up,
problem.
we'll catch up later once you're free.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you
Bye-bye.
so much. Thank you so much. And namaste.
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 So
Yeah, Rina,
here
that
we
was a very
are.
enriching and very
Yes, it
enriching.
is quite
And
exactly.
and the 3 points which he brought out, that is a problem solving, critical thinking, and
And
what
creativity.
was the third one?
Creativity. Creativity.
Creativity. I think yeah. So our teachers will be basically oriented. There will be an orientation of these teachers by experts like Mike, and they will be
And
probably
Dr. Mike
oriented
Lockett,
towards these three things.
yes. And Dr. Mike Lockett is going
Mike is back again.
to in yes, he was there backstage listening to our conversation,
Yeah,
and
yeah. You see, all our
he is
teachers. Yeah,
yes, and he is the one who is
Mike.
going to inculcate and develop that creativity among our teachers.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. So the methodology, and the pedagogy, everything
Yes,
will.
the pedagogy has to the pedagogy that we will be using. It is completely
Yeah,
changed. We are
it
not going to
completely
use the
changed. Yeah,
normal chalk and duster method. That's what I've been
yeah,
discussing with Grandpa also. And
yeah, yeah, yeah,
There's so
yeah.
many of the effective teaching strategies
yes,
that can take place one way, directed from the teacher to the students. Those can easily be done online,
True,
and others
true,
can be
true.
a two-way, the verbal part,
Yeah,
but there's
yes,
part
yeah,
of the guided practice and independent practice and some of the learning that has to be done at the student's end. And so we need to find ways that the teachers and students can work back and forth for some of that extra practice to make sure that the students are actively learning, and not. I have a neighbor child whose grandmother was watching him sit in school. he was in the basement and on the big screen, and he was sitting just with his eyes closed and sound asleep. So we need to find ways that are interactive that keep the students
We found a
motivated
better.
to learn.
We really found out a way where the kids they and that's what I have learned from you.
Mm.
You are amazing at having kids engaged. You're amazing, and that is what we are
I
going to
thank
learn
you.
from you.
Well, we hope to, to make sure that everything that the teachers do has, of course, the verbal instruction so the
Exactly.
students can hear and learn.
Exactly.
We need to make sure that the teachers provide something that the students can see,
Visual,
sort of a
visual.
model.
Exactly.
They also, though, the hardest part is finding ways that the teachers can do things to get the students to move and that kinesthetic learning and something so they can get them to practice on their own at home and ways that they can
The
that
tactile learning. The tactile learning.
the paper end of things that we use. I know people like to think paper is outdated, but the students do need to have things that they write and that they need to be able to share with the teachers and that the teachers give them feedback on. So we have to come up with that two-way instruction that goes back and forth.
Definitely, definitely. And Colonel Veer Singh has a very important role to play in that because
Yeah,
he is going to be heading the kinesthetic development team.
true,
Like
true.
he
Because
is
when we talk about fine arts, it encompasses music, everything is falls into this category, which is very very essential for the overall development in a child. Whether we are talking about neuromuscular coordination or is emotional quotient or anything, the talent, every child has got some talent which has to be tapped by us, whether it is in dance. So teachers will have a very very critical role to play to find out the innate capabilities in a child which should come out, building more confidence in the child to perform and excellence. These are the things which are going to work out in future.
Yeah, finding
yes,
their learning styles, their capabilities, and getting
Yeah,
the teacher to
yeah,
match the method of instruction to the student's
absolutely,
needs.
absolutely,
exactly.
absolutely,
And
absolutely.
that is where we all fall in the same slots. We've got our own slots,
Absolutely.
and I don't
Yeah.
find anybody better than Grandpa to teach the teachers. Like we can call him he is the trainer for our teachers. He and
Yeah, yeah,
in
we are
fact
very lucky. We are
A
very lucky.
little at a time.
Carrie has really done an
Oh, good.
amazing work with the teachers. She has really worked well, and in fact, they are missing her. I
Carrie,
wanted, I wanted her to be on screen, but I guess she is super duper busy.
yeah, she's very busy. She's quite a capable instructor and an outstanding storyteller.
Yes, she is.
Excellent.
So I guess it's time now. We can wind up here because Grandpa's got a long list of works to be done today. And
Lots of things to do before
Rina has
winter. I have to finish my chore
yeah,
list.
yes, a lot of chores are there on the list.
I could hire someone,
yeah,
but there's pride in doing one's work.
Exactly. And that is what we all have been doing.
Mm.
You're a big
Well,
yeah.
motivation factor for all of us.
namaste. I wish you well.
Namaste. Thank you
Yeah,
so
it's
much. Thank you
okay.
so much.
No,
Okay,
Bye
bye
bye.
bye.
Bye bye. Take care.
bye bye. Bye.
So, sir, now it's your turn. We've been having our guest from
Yeah.
abroad. Steve jumped in from middle of his class. He had a slot of 10 minutes
Yeah.
available for us. So he said, "Okay, fine, I'm available right now, and send me the link
Yeah.
fast." So I did send him, and he was back. अब आप बताएं, like how
Yes.
is
Yes.
it Like, how is music, singing, and other performing arts going to help our children?
Now, Rina, what happens in the when we talk about the psychology part,
I think
the
signals
overall
are quite
development in a
weak.
child also include the fine skills the child has.
Uh-oh, I think we have lost, Sir has lost the connection. I'm sure he's going to be back. Now about C's Global Institute. This is a brainchild of lot of us. In fact, our entire core team has been working day and night on developing it. We have got so much involved in it that we have completely changed the entire pattern. So you will be coming to know about what patterns we are using very soon once we start off with our official training of children, and our teachers are already trained. We have been doing a lot of brainstorming, lot of workshops, lot of other activities, which is definitely going to improve the standard and, yes, the methods and the pedagogy of teaching. Thank you so much. See you tomorrow. Namaste.